Beautiful friends, welcome to this magical time with Craig from InHarmony. He's a dear friend. He's the founder of this amazing vibroacoustic technology. And just like with all of our products that we truly believe in, we like to learn more from the hearts of the founders, as well as just so you guys know, I'm not in the hospital. I am having my Monday ozone therapy mixed with oxygen before the next tour. So don't get freaked out. But Craig, welcome. And thanks so much for your time.
What's happening, Pavel? Grateful to be here. Hi, everybody.
So, just like with all of our products, we were so happy and grateful to have vibroacoustic, meditation cushions and practitioner lounge because it fits right into consciousness expansion. And what I would love to know is, what's your why? What drives you? And what drove you to create this product?
I appreciate that. Look, you and I are two peas in the same pod, right? Cut from the same cloth. When I picked you up from the airport and I saw how you travel, I was like, oh man, we travel exactly the same. I would be doing ozone. I'm sitting here with a red laser. I got red light going. I got all sorts of stuff happening. So look, my inspiration is ultimately to help human beings to feel the best they possibly can. Optimal human performance is really what it's all about. My story is a little different. My story starts 10, 12 years ago when my wife got sick. And there were no solutions for us in modern medicine. Doc after doc, test after test, everything came back negative. In the end, it wound up being gluten, and this catalyzed a tremendous amount of change in my wife and I and my life to really understand what it means to truly live a healthy life. Like, what is it that actually brings benefit and allows the body to perform the way that the body was so beautifully designed to perform? And without getting into too many of the details, because that story is definitely out there, and you can certainly find that by searching for me or going to our website. It ended in us. Obviously, it ends where we are right now, which is truly understanding how the body is designed to perform through breath work, through meditation, through exercise and light movement, through grounding and sunlight and red light exposure, and all of the different things that we're into, and all of the different things that we're talking about: healthy supplements, clean water, clean food, right? Whole foods, uh, hugging, skin on skin contact, hot therapy, cold therapy, right? All the different things. I truly believe that vibration is foundational to all of it. And the stress response is foundational to all of it. And the meditation portion and the breathwork portion of what you do, and even the ecstatic dance and the movement aspects of it, it's really all designed to kick in that parasympathetic nervous system response. And that's what vibroacoustic therapy is really powerful at doing. Without the effort of breath work and exercise and all of that, you're simply laying down, listening to music, and our music meditations are guiding your nervous system into a calm and relaxed state. So from my perspective, and there's lots of different amazing things that we need to be doing to operate optimally and to get this human body where it needs to be. Stress and anxiety is at the root cause of that. The more relaxed we are, the more time we spend in a parasympathetic nervous system response, calm and collected, rest and digest, the better our body is going to perform, and the more maintenance tasks it's going to run day in and day out, killing off dead cells, making sure things are running optimally, fully digesting our food, absorbing all the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients we eat, having an immune system that's on point, rational thinking, our reproductive organs. Everything works in concert perfectly and beautifully when we're calm and relaxed. When we're stressed and anxious, the body goes into survival mode, and it actually turns off different functions so that it can drive energy towards the major muscle groups so that we can survive and save our lives. So many people, unfortunately, are walking around in that sympathetic nervous system response, that fight or flight response, all day long. Your audience is obviously a lot different because of what we do and how we do it, but that's really the core of why I do what I do, is to help people to feel more relaxed, to help people to spend more time in a calm and relaxed state so that they can perform optimally.
Yes, I think well said. I think somebody, if they wanted a booklet of top hacks to do, you just said it in 2 minutes, and it's really this is really our goal with NOAAON, is bringing products that actually work, bringing technologies and tools that can accelerate our consciousness expansion. And for me, I've designated my life to that. What would you say? So when you think about a problem, right, that we're solving, and I know you've touched a little bit about stress and anxiety, but what have you seen some of the biggest groundbreaking healings that came from vibration?
So for me, the biggest issue that I'm seeing, and really the biggest breakthroughs that I think people have on our technology, is their first session. And I've put thousands, just like you, I've put thousands of people on our technology between events, trade shows, conferences, festivals, my own home, my healing center, right? And I think so many Americans in particular are walking around and their baseline is stressed and anxious, that they have absolutely no idea what it feels like to be relaxed. They don't remember the last time they were relaxed. And when they finally do feel relaxed, which is what our technology does pretty much on contact, it feels uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, this is right. And then they start to relax into it. And I call it like peeling back the layers of an onion, peeling back the layers of relaxation. Like you start on the sound lounge, the meditation cushion, the practitioner, and you're in your, whatever that state is. We'll call that, 100, right? And then you slowly, as you just feel yourself melting into the experience, relaxing more and more. I call it relaxation from the outside in. So your nervous system is constantly sending signals to your body, telling muscles to tense or tighten, dealing with adrenaline flow and cortisol and different hormones. When you lay down on the sound lounge or you sit down on the meditation cushion, the vibration is actually sending a message from the outside into every muscle in the body, telling it to relax, overriding the nervous system commands and the electrical systems in the body, and literally taking you into that relaxed state. And it takes about 15 minutes or so for the chemical cascades to fully kick in. But within the first moment or two, you feel that first layer of relaxation. And then a couple minutes later, you relax a little bit deeper and you just feel your body getting heavier and heavier and heavier into the technology. And you can see that on people's faces. I can watch their smiles start to unfold. I can watch, in some cases, their entire cheeks and face just start to relax and ease. You can see their shoulders relax and drop. And when they get off it, they almost feel loose and wild. And they'll kind of look at that, man, I don't remember the last time I felt this relaxed or this good, or that feels amazing. And that's really the most consistent thing that I see on a regular basis. And then with each concurrent session, you go deeper and deeper and deeper, training and conditioning your nervous system to spend more time calm and relaxed, less time stressed and anxious. And all of a sudden, you start to show up in the world cool, calm, and collected. I get emails, text messages, and reviews on a regular basis of people telling me how they have found themselves again, how InHarmony has given them themselves back to themselves and found themselves within themselves, if that makes sense. And it's really remarkable. We've got obviously specific stories and testimony for sure, but in general, that's the stuff that really warms my heart. That's the messages that I get, read, and receive that just keep me pushing forward, keep me going, fuel my fire. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's so interesting what I've noticed about, people that are in their truth, in their heart, like they give the tools for people to empower themselves instead of
Yeah,
having them be locked into something that they won't be able to do it on their own. And I've noticed there's a cascade effect after you use it enough times that you now know what it feels like to feel in, rest and digest, to feel relaxed state. So then you can kind of like a heart rate monitor or HRV monitor, right? It
yeah.
teaches you at first what it feels like, so that way you can apply it for yourself. And one thing that I really wonder is, do you have any like really most interesting cases that you've seen?
Sure. So you touched on something really important, and I want to elaborate on that, and then I'll answer that question because it's a great question. And yes, we absolutely have specific instances. Um, all we are doing is helping the body to get back into that parasympathetic. And what most people don't realize is that if you're walking around in a sympathetic nervous system response, the body only has one response to stress, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, relational, financial. It only has one stress response, and that is the sympathetic nervous system response, the adrenaline, the cortisol that begins to flow through the body. And then the cascade of dominoes that start to fall potentially turning off your immune system, potentially turning off your digestion, potentially turning off your reproductive organs, potentially turning off rational thinking. These are all energetically expensive processes in the body. And when your body says, I need to go into survival mode, all of that becomes moot. I don't need to digest food. I need short-term energy. The adrenaline will override any nutritional deficiency that you have in the short term so that you can fight or run. And that fight or flight response is great if it's temporary and it's because you're about to get in a fight or somebody is, doing something to you aggressively, whatever it might be. It's not okay when you're in that state from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. And that's the muscle that we are training and conditioning. So all we do at InHarmony and all our technology is designed to do is to put you into that relaxed state. Once you're in the relaxed state, your body does all the magic. Now all of a sudden it can run those maintenance tasks to kill off dead cells. It can run your digestive tract straight through. Your immune system is operating at full tilt. All we're doing is getting you into that relaxed state. And in the relaxed state, that's where all the magic happens. So it is in all of your beauty and magic that you are indeed taking care of yourself. Our technology is not healing you. The frequencies aren't healing one frequency versus another. There are nuances for sure, but ultimately it's the vibratory experience that is helping you to relax and get into that relaxed state. And then your body is designed to perform the way that it's so beautifully designed to perform. I'll leave that there because I think you brought up something that was really just it's the magnificence of the human body that does what it does. Now, further to answer your question, some of the most extreme cases, in my opinion, actually happen with children and kids. I think I have a 3.5-year-old. I know you have 3 beautiful babies as well, and kids are under a lot of stress. Even our kids that live, I would say, a very different lifestyle with very conscious parenting, they still this life is stressful. And this environment, this world, this society that we have co-created, it breeds stress. Now, that's not to say that you're always in stressful situations. You have to keep in mind that the brain is constantly looking for and evaluating threats to your well-being. It does that through the 5 senses. It does that through evaluating the experiences and trying to predict how those experiences are going to play out. And it always predicts the negative unless you're training it and teaching it. And this is a big part of your breath work and what I absolutely love about your reset series and the events that you host, because you're with so much gusto and so much power training the brain and rewiring the brain and focusing it on the gratitude, the abundance, the brilliance of this world. And that's not how most people's brains are designed. So for me, the biggest breakthroughs have actually been with children. That's not to say we don't have breakthroughs with adults far and wide. Of course we do. Everybody who gets on our technology has these amazing experiences. Folks that are dealing with lots of different diagnoses that now all of a sudden in a relaxed state, their body begins to operate the way that it was so brilliantly designed to operate, and it takes care of and rights itself over time, of course. So we have lots of stories that I don't want to talk about specific disease states because obviously that gets us all in a little bit of trouble. But we've got lots of folks that are no longer feeling the same way that they were feeling after using our technology on a regular basis. And that's the part for me that is so powerful, so wonderful. I'll give you one really powerful story that doesn't involve anything like that. I got an email from a woman who said, thank you for giving me my life back. One day I will tell you the story. And I just wanted to say that I just had my first sound lounge session and it completely changed my life, changed the trajectory of my life. And about 6 months later, we get an order for a sound lounge from the same name that was in the email. And then about a month after she received it, I get an email from her detailing exactly what was going on. And she proceeds to tell me that 5 years prior, she lost her entire family to a fire in her house. Husband, children, mother-in-law, everybody left her life in this particular fire. And the circumstances of the fire had to do with drug use and an accident. And it was a very unfortunate and just horrific story. She had that first sound lounge session. I'm getting the chills even as I tell that story. She was obviously not the same due to the grief and everything for 5 years. She randomly got on a sound lounge at an event and found herself, was able to release and process the grief, was able to forgive herself, was able to forgive her late husband, uh, and her child, who had caused the fire. And the sentiment in her email was such gratitude and such appreciation for, literally, when I say finding herself, she literally said her name in the email. She said, I found such and such again. And
Mhm.
I can never tell you how much gratitude I have for what you do. Thank you for the music that you create. Thank you for the experience and the hardware that you create. And whatever I can do to help you in the future, just ask.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
This
Unbelievable.
is this is the why 101, right? This is what really drives us. And what's also so interesting is I think it was a Tesla that said this, that when you think of life, think in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy. And I see this because not all there's no full spectrum of frequencies as there are vibration. And a lot of people get exciting about frequencies, but it's really the vibration that guides that,
Yeah.
which this is getting deeper into this like foundational part. But that's really what's at the end of the day happening, right? We're giving people access to these states. And something funny that I've been doing in whenever we do events in nightclubs or festivals or anywhere that there's good sound system, I used to, we use silent disco headphones, right, to transit the music, but we actually keep the bass in the venue so that way it still has the vibration. And
So good.
I always thought it would be so sick to do a whole floor, that's vibroacoustic floor. But tell us a little bit about like the different types of experiences and products, and also recommended use. How
Yep.
frequently would you say, so people know how to use it right?
Yeah. So look, we're in the process of getting your music added into our app. Our app drives all of it. We're going to upload some 60 hours of music that you sent to us of your guided meditations, which we're going to release over the next 6 months. It's going to take us a little while to integrate it into the releases and all of that. But our app is the easiest way for people to experience both your tracks and, of course, the music meditations that we create. And then upgrading that experience into our relaxation furniture, we've used the meditation cushions at your events to help to cleanse and clear people as they're coming in. Just a little vibratory shake up as you're coming in to shed the outside world, and come into your event. So our meditation cushion is our smallest form factor, and it's designed specifically, obviously, for meditation and mindfulness. Sound and vibration guides the brain into an alpha or a theta brainwave state, sometimes even delta and up into gamma. So it's very powerful as a meditation tool in general. We then have two upgrades from there, or three, I should say. We have our InHarmony Practitioner 2, which is designed to go on top of an existing massage table. It's designed to augment body work. And then we have our InHarmony massage table, which has its own legs and folds out very much like a conventional massage table does, except it has our transducer technology built inside. That's exactly what these are. They're very big, they're very large. It's 4.5 inches in diameter, it's 2 inches thick. And in here is a magnet which oscillates. Inside the Practitioner 2 and inside our massage table, there are two of these powered by a dual amplifier that we designed from the ground up. And then, of course, we also have the InHarmony Sound Lounge 2, which is our biggest experience. It's ergonomically designed, has a built-in bass, folds in half, has wheels that attach and casters that attach for easy storage and movement. And that product has four transducers in it. It's powered by a dual amplifier, 200 watts to the transducers, 50 watts to the built-in high fidelity speakers. All of our technology has both speakers and the ability for headphones, and obviously the vibratory experience that you would find through the tactile transducer. So yeah, it's a really nice family of products that we've been able to roll out. I don't know if I can share my screen. I bet I can, but I'm happy to just kind of show you exactly what that looks like.
Yes,
And
that would be amazing. And also, I think recommended use, because I think for me it's the morning routine, that this fits into.
yeah,
But I'm sure you've got a different ways to look at that.
yeah. Look, when I first got access to this technology 6, 7 years ago, I was on my sound lounge 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. I think we all live different lives, and these are obviously the different products, the InHarmony Sound Lounge 2, the massage table, the practitioner 2, and the cushion, and of course our app. Um, I think I love routines as well. I also love stacking technology. So I will use a red light while I'm sitting on my meditation cushion or laying on my sound lounge. A lot of times I will pin a laser on a particular part of my body. Um, I do love to stack different technologies. So I will go through a routine where I'll do PEMF and infrared heat, then I'll get on the sound lounge, and then I'll, do a sauna and then take a shower, or my ideal is I'll do a workout first and then a sauna and then a shower and then a sound lounge to end my night. So I really do like stacking technologies together. But for me, it's whatever works into your routine. Um, I have a 3.5-year-old. I don't have a morning routine when it comes to meditation, mindfulness, and right. The routine in the morning is whatever my daughter needs, and however quickly we can get her up and off to Montessori and out of the house. Right. Then I come back here and I sit at my desk, and at some point I will take a break and I will get on my sound lounge for an 11 or 22-minute session. And then after I put her to bed, that's my time. That's the time for me. And that's when I get to relax. I finish the projects around the house and then I go into an evening routine. So I would tell you the more often you use it, the benefits begin to compound and elongate, right? They tend to last longer. And at this point, I can drop into that parasympathetic state whenever I need to. So think of our technology as training wheels. To your point before, we are identifying and carving out the rut that the needle fits into, like the needle of a record, right? So for many people, getting into that meditative state is a challenge. It's very difficult. Once you begin to use our technology, you begin to identify the neural pathways and to reinforce those neural pathways with each session. And before you know it, you're sitting in your car driving to work, and all of a sudden there's traffic or an accident that God forbid you're not in, and the road is shut down, and now you're running late. Instead of that being a domino that falls and you diving into this rabbit hole of negative consequence, all of a sudden you just shake it off and you go, all right, cool, I'm going to be late. You send off a quick text, hey, highway shut down, I'm going to be 10 minutes late, no sweat. And you just stay in that cool, calm, and collected state instead of that triggering that nervous system response that otherwise would have been triggered. Same goes with reading emails. Same goes with, that thing your sister is doing. I can't believe she's back with that guy again. He treats her so bad. Whatever the stressful situation is that we've co-created that the mind conjures up is life-threatening, but really isn't. Now all of a sudden you can handle that and deal with it that much better.
Yeah, and I can also say something after using it for a while. You actually feel the vibration in your body. So anytime I want to calm down, I like remember that impression, that feeling,
Yeah.
and that's another way. Well,
The muscle memory is there, right? The muscle memory is
mhm.
there like anything else. Like when you go to the gym, you're conditioning your muscles. And when you first do that curl, yeah, it's challenging. But the more you work out, the more that muscle begins to develop and build. You're conditioning that muscle. We're doing the same thing. It's just like the breath work and the events that you do, right? The first event that I went to of yours, I was exhausted. I beat myself up. But then I went again, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, cool. I've been here before. I know what to expect. I understand the endurance that I need. We are conditioning your nervous system with each session that you do on our technology. With each time that you sit down to drop into that state, you are conditioning your nervous system again and again.
Yes, and that's the positive patterns, the positive neurons that we're here to change
Yeah.
and accelerate. And I think I'll leave it here. It's like 95% of the world is actually very positive and awesome and great, but then media focuses on 5% of the world that is not so great, which then allows us to condition towards all of these life situations from a negative part of things. And so
Yeah.
I think this is the way to just keep on accelerating that positive piece that's within us, that's in our hands, and that is cultivating our power.
Let me echo that sentiment before you close out. The average adult has 60,000 thoughts per day. 90 to 95% of them are the same thoughts you had yesterday. And for many of us, if you're not tending to that garden, positive affirmations, some type of mindfulness meditation, so gratitude practice, right? I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can do it, but if you're not tending to those thoughts, they will, chances are, be negative. You can't do this. You're not enough. You're not loved. That's never going to work. you can see how quickly that can be detrimental, especially when you're repeating that same conversation in your head over and over and over again versus I am grateful, I am abundant, I got this, this is amazing, today's going to be the most fantastic day. And cultivating that type of a process in the mind. And that goes for accomplishment, success, driving forward, all of the different things that you and I know so well, but I think is really important. And that's the foundation of this technology.
And it's funny, I was going to ask you about takeaways. You of course give it to me before. Your thoughts create words, your words make up action, and it all starts with the vibration, the
Yeah.
origination of our feeling, right? At the beginning, there was a word, and no matter where you look at it, right, it's the foundation of it. So, Craig, thank you so much for doing what you're doing, for being who you are, and to continue aligning with people like you in this world is just magical aspect of our lives. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for having me.